This morning, the Bud Light boycott, the one tanking sales by more than 28% over the last 4 weeks. Well, the beer brand's partnership with a transgender influence that sparked that culture war, it can be felt pretty much across the country, and especially in Nashville, where the company is facing backlash from both sides. CNN's Ryan Young reports.
A culture war is brewing over Bud Light, dividing beer drinkers as much as the country is itself.
Unlike anything I'd ever seen.
I don't give a if you drink Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, it doesn't matter.
If you don't like what somebody's selling, just don't go there. Stop being butthurt about everything that goes on in the world.
I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood.
The brouhaha stems from Bud Light's short-lived partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
Love ya!
The fury from the right, enough to dethrone Bud Light as the best-selling beer in America for the first time in 2 decades. The controversy has taken center stage in Nashville, where 2 of country music's biggest stars, Garth Brooks and Kid Rock, have bars just steps away from each other on Broadway.
What's fascinating to me is that right here on Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee, the culture wars have come down to 2 big personalities in this town. It illustrates the way the whole country is responding to the transgender acceptance.
Garth Brooks says he plans to carry the beer at his yet-to-open bar.
I'm a bar owner now. Are we going to have the most popular beers in the thing? Yes. I get it. Everybody's got their opinions. But inclusiveness is always going to be me.
A block down Broadway, Kid Rock made his feelings known when he posted this video shooting up cases of Bud Light. Despite the online bravado and talk of a boycott, Bud Light was available when CNN stopped in recently. It is not clear if the ban had been lifted or if there ever had been one to begin with. Nashville marketing executive Bill Fletcher says the whole country seems to be engaging in the same heated conversation.
With Kid Rock, you have this dark, angry, finger-pointing, shooting a gun at a Bud Light can. And Garth Brooks is hey, I love everybody, and openness and acceptance. And I think it's what you've seen in the country, going back to African Americans, to gay people. Well, now it's transgender.
Here on Broadway, where fans from all around the world come to maybe listen to some music and drink some beer, this Bud Light controversy has left a bad taste in a lot of fans' mouths.
It's quite simple. People just don't want it shoved down their throat.
No Bud Light. Because it's like, I have grandchildren. We don't need to put that in the young kids' heads.
In Chicago, at Two Bears Tavern, a bar that caters to mostly gay patrons, they also feel strongly about not serving Bud Light anymore. But for the opposite reason. They believe the brand left Dylan Mulvaney alone on an island to face a mountain of hate.
To be a true ally means that you don't push us behind the scenes and say, well, I'm going to give you some money, but I really don't want you to be front and center or public.
But in some Nashville bars, the backlash against Bud Light was hardly felt.
We had one guy who said, I refuse to drink that anymore. One guy. And everybody else in the bar kind of rolled their eyes at him.
And there were plenty of bar hoppers on Broadway who were simply ready to move on.
Let's move on and hell, let's party. We're in Nashville, damn it.
Are you not bothered at all by this Bud Light controversy? You're like, nah?
No, not at all. I don't give a what they do.
Well, you heard that. She didn't really give a care about this. Look, sometimes you do these stories and people don't want to talk. People were lining up to talk about Bud Light. This really has impacted their psyche. 28% of sales have been knocked off. Phil, this was a conversation that we were more than willing to have with a lot of people. I can tell you there was a lot more on the cutting room floor because people had a voice. They had concerns. We even saw people tell others to stop drinking Bud Light while we were out and about in those bars. It was quite fascinating to watch.
Indeed. Ryan Young, great reporting, great piece. Thanks, man.
Thank you.